Well, hi YouTubers, hope everyone had a fantastic bank holiday. It is now Tuesday, the 2nd of May, and I am going to be talking in this about Kraglin Obfonteri, played by Sean Gunn, and I'm going to really go into the spoilers of Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. So if you haven't seen Volume 2, bugger off and watch it, and maybe watch this video. But I'm going to talk about my impressions of Kraglin and my own personal desire and question, is he now a Guardian of the Galaxy? Okay, so secondly, I'm a bit of a fangirl for Sean Gunn. I truly will be honest. When I first saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I did not know who he was, but he amused me greatly. I looked up his bio. He's Kirk in Gilmore Girls. He's done a little bit of everything, and obviously, he's Rocket. I'm gonna get that in a second. Now, if you don't watch Gilmore Girls, got no interest in Gilmore Girls, just check it out for him. He plays a character called Kirk Gleason, who is just so goddamn funny. His comic timing is spot on. But over the course of the show, it gets some really good character development and depth. There's some episodes where he shines. But anyway, and another thing, he doesn't age. Because Gilmore Girls came out in 2002 and ended in 2007. Then there was a revival last year. He doesn't age. Neither does James Gunn, the director. Not the director of Gilmore Girls, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy and Sliver. Because in Sliver, which came out in 2006, he has a little cameo moment. And compare that to his interviews from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or even 1. He does not age. But anyway, neither here nor there. Sliver, also a great film. Check that out. Just saying. Not just because it's James Gunn's directorial debut. It has Michael Rocket in a very, very rare lead. I'm going to get on to Yondu in a second. So anyway, one thing I loved about Volume 2 and Volume 1 is Volume 2 is kind of like the breather, okay? It's the one where you kind of... The first Guardians of the Galaxy, the film, never stopped, never let up. It was like, Xandar to kill, Gamora, It never really stopped to breathe. To me, this is the breather character development moment. And everyone, you learn so much about everyone else in the first film. You get to see how kind of twisted they are and how they become like this kind of like dysfunction junction family. But yet, does that family have a place for Kraglin? So, now the thing about Kraglin is this. Now, I'm guessing here, but now if Peter was a Ravager for 26 years, and memory says 26 or 28 years, so it is mid-30s. I'm guessing here, because I'm going by Sean Gunn's age, which is 42, I did look it up. When Peter came on board, if Peter was 8, Kraglin was in his teens. So Kraglin spent the last 20 odd years kind of watching his boss, his captain. Now, I don't think Kraglin was the second mate when he was in his teens. That probably came a lot later. I'm guessing here, okay? But he, became the second mate. But he saw naturally Yondu's kind of consideration, compassion for Peter, which... during the second film, when he is on the Iron Lotus planet, the glorified brothel planet, his descent at Yondu, affection for Peter gets in the way of everything else, really makes sense. Peter is Yondu's Achilles heel. So, unintentionally, with Taserface, for Taserface, that sparks a mutiny, which to me was like, if Kraglin says it's wrong, it's wrong. That was just my impression of this. So Taserface mutinied, and then Kraglin, who was, I guess, on the fence with this, he was mutinying. So he's mutiny. He was mutineering, committing mutiny. I don't know what the actual adjective is, but he watched his friends who were on Yondu's side get thrown out of an airlock. He naturally, was upset by this, because if he was a Ravager in his teens, these are the people that he's grown up with, which is why he pretty much turned back onto Yondu's side and helped Yondu escape, not escape, but, assisted Yondu with the killing Taserface and everyone else. So, there's that kind of thing going on, okay? There's that. Now, then, during pretty much everything in this Volume 2, my God, Kraglin was extraordinary. To me, he was a breakout character, because he just gets on with it. He knows exactly how to understand Yondu in a way that I think even Peter understands. Yondu says something, Kraglin does, but he does it in a way, one word, and he's got it sorted. He basically detached the Elector, like the pilot bit, okay, so everyone could escape. he was with Yondu's side pretty much the entire thing, and he will stand by Yondu for better for worse. And he basically is Yondu's legacy, if you will, especially because being a second mate. Now it gets more interesting because I looked up Kraglin Obfonteri, who does exist in the Marvel Universe. However, he is part of a race called the I cannot pronounce this, I had to make a note of this, Chilitarians. Now, I've mispronounced that, but they have multifaceted eyes, enabling them to see in various directions simultaneously. Okay? However, in the commentary for Volume 1, it is actually said by James Gunn, because there's a moment where Gamora says they're going to destroy Xandar, and the camera focuses on Kraglin. And James Gunn actually says Kraglin is Xandarian. It's not going to come out of a surprise that he's like this like multifaceted alien thing. He is actually Xandarian. So they took a character's name and basically stuck it on a Xandarian. But now it's more interesting because if this second film has character development, where is Kraglin in all of this? Now, I am going to give a big shout out now to Sean Gunn, because to me, I want Sean Gunn to become a Guardian of the Galaxy. And the reason behind it is this. Now, in the first film, a lot of characters' base, if you were originally humans. Mantis was originally a human. Drax was originally a human. His name was Arthur Douglas, or Douglas, something like that, and he was like turned into Drax. But James Gunn, the director, decided to basically create Peter as the only human because he'd be the everyman. He'd be the normal person stuck in this big bad galaxy far, far away. However, you find out, no, obviously, with his father being Ego, the living planet, Peter now has an edge. However, Peter holding that Affinity Stone meant that he had that kind of extrasensory power, perception, extra strength. But when he destroyed Ego, and the Source, if you will, Peter's now pretty much a fully functional human. So there's no guarantee that if he holds another Affinity Stone, he's going to make it out of there. But the thing is, now that the Everyman character is now pretty much Kraglin, that's fantastic character development. And with him being the Everyman character as a Guardian, now every single Guardian of the Galaxy, even Peter up to this point, has something else about them. Drax the Destroyer is a total kick-ass monster. He can rip you apart, okay? Groot, a living tree, okay? Rocket was basically ripped apart and rebuilt into what everyone else intended, but he's naturally a bit more enhanced than a typical raccoon-like creature that he's called. Gamora was normal until she was kind of ripped apart and put back together by Thanos into being the woman that she is today, and same with Nebula. And Nebula's now a cyborg. So with every character in this is extra special, has a little bit more about them. Who's the Everyman? And now, yeah, fine, it can now fall to Peter. Peter always thought he was the Everyman. In the second film, we kind of get to know, okay, that he's not, and then he's brought back down to normal, if we will. So then that brings in Kraglin. Okay, now to me, Kraglin is the normal character. He has no extra power apart from what he knows. He's a sharpshooter, he's a damn good pilot, he's a bloody good organiser, and he's loyal. That's the most beautiful thing, he's loyal. And to me, that bit at the end, during the credits, spoilers here, where he wears Yondu's head fin and is with the Yaka arrow, that's kind of inheriting Yondu's legacy, if you will, by learning how to use that. So I personally think that Kraglin should become a Guardian of the Galaxy in the next film. But now it gets more interesting. Now, in Infinity Wars, Kraglin is listed in the cast, not as Rocket Raccoon. He actually is listed as Kraglin Obfonteri. But that film takes place about 3 to 4 years after Volume 2. Okay? In that time, where will Kraglin stand? Now, obviously, he's a Ravager. He's just lost his home, pretty much. He's with the Guardians, but where does he stand with them? So would he join another Ravager party, the one that is done with Starhawk, played by Sylvester Stallone, and Michelle Yeoh, and that kind of thing? Will he go independent? Will he team up with Thanos? Where does Kraglin stand in all this? But logistically, even though I would kill for him to be a member of the Guardians, it may not happen because he's also Rocket. He is. Now, Bradley Cooper is Rocket's voice, but Sean Gunn is Rocket. Now, if you watch the first film very closely, and I picked this up quite early on, Rocket and Kraglin move very similar, okay? The way they speak is very similar. They kind of tilt their heads in one way, identical because Sean Gunn did all the motion capture for Rocket. He physically went down his hands and knees in a, to quote Andy Serkis when he was doing Lord of the Rings, he wore a gimp suit. That's what Andy Serkis called his suit. It was a white gimp suit. That's what he said. And did all the motion capture. Now, he's a very, very physical actor. So, he's got a fantastic physicality. So, can he do both? Can he be main guardian Kraglin and Rocket at the same time? That's what I would like to see. But I don't know if that will happen. Now, obviously, this is going into the future. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I'm a total fangirl for both Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn. I would kill to meet them. There's a Comic-Con coming up, but I can't afford to go next month in London. Where they're going to be. They work so well. Sean Gunn and Michael Rooker and Kraglin and Yondu work so well together. They're both also in the Belko Experiment, which is now released in London, but it's still like stupid cinemas at stupid times. So I'm trying to sort out time to see it before it gets pulled. I want Kraglin as the everyman, even though he's Xandarian, to be a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's just my own personal opinion. And also, him being a Xandarian, you could also bring the Nova Corps back into this, because the Nova Corps weren't mentioned. I mean, let's face it, the Nova Corps are Xandarian, and Kraglin actually being Xandarian, though a criminal. It could be like the nice little bridge gap. I mean, there's a little bit at the end of Guardians 1, where they're talking about your slate's clean, but they're having a discussion about, you know, and Rocket's like, if I steal something, or Drax like, if I kill someone, is that a crime? It's like, yes, that's like the worst crime. Kraglin could be the kind of like mediator, the go-between. Kraglin is a great organizer, and I think he could really, really sort the Guardians out. That is just my personal opinion. So, I want Sean Gunn as Kraglin Obfonteri to be a Guardian of the Galaxy. That's pretty much it. Just one little geek out about how great he was in Volume 2, how great he is in Volume 1, and how great he is as an actor. So, anyway. Thanks for watching this, and that's pretty much it. So, thanks for indulging my geek out about Sean Gunn. And sign off, YouTubers, and take care. Bye now.